Hello. So I've got two packs today. These are Adrenaline XL, uh, 8 cards, and I got this in the post today. Yu-gi-Oh! Crossover Breakers. I think that's quite an old one because it was quite cheap. I wanted to start with a bit of a speech, and my last video got, I'm not complaining. My last good video got 0 views. That can only go up, but I don't mind. I want to get these things down on the internet and with YouTube, it's not going to last forever. People thought Yahoo would last forever and Alta Vista. These websites come and go. Facebook is on its last legs, and as far as I can tell, I'm not on Facebook because I was kicked off for I don't know why. But anyway, YouTube videos, they're not going to be around forever. There's probably going to be someone who keeps an archive of them. So maybe in 50 years, someone will look this up and say, "Oh, well, maybe it'll be me." And um, but none of us are going to be around forever. And I said to my girlfriend, I was a bit upset yesterday or the day before. We were in the car, and I said to her, I've tried turning the other cheek. I'm not a great Christian, but it's one of my main principles that I really try and stick to is turning the other cheek. And I said to her, it gets exhausting. It's just pain and it's just never ending. But you know what? That is life. And you might think, well, I'm on an even keel. Why can't people let me be on an even keel? But you don't realize what other people are going through. And there is pain in the world constantly. And if we can help with that, even if it's just by absorbing a little bit of it somehow, I mean, it's unavoidable. You're going to have pain. Things aren't going to stay the same. Happiness doesn't last, but it comes back. You know, I don't know if this is wise or not wise. I don't know. So where was I? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I believe in turning the other cheek. It is painful, but you walk away and you're in pain, and then you realise later on it was the right thing to do. And as it happens, it's the right thing to do straight away. And I think I don't want to get too pious or religious, but Jesus knew what he was talking about, and we struggle with things like turning the other cheek and loving your enemy. But if you do it, it's right for straight away for obvious reasons, depending on the circumstances. But my friend Nick says, I say to him, patience is a virtue, and he says any virtue taken to extremes is a sin. And maybe there's truth in that. I'm not perfect myself, of course. Uh, when I lose my temper, I tend to do it in sort of crazy ways, and that's led to me being diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. I don't have it's sort of craziness as an outburst and a reaction, and it does wind people up, and that's my reaction saying like you're winding me up, so I need to say crazy things, and I'm not justifying it really, but I'd rather have a dig at someone verbally than physically, and that's how I've lived my life. And yes, every time I've lashed out, I've suffered. My mental health is, I'm not an alien or anything. I do have, schizoaffective disorder as a diagnosis because of my behaviour, which has been crazy. And I know that, and I can explain it, and I'm a rational man, and I've always been rational. Maybe if I'm completely tired, you won't get a sane word out of me. Maybe if someone spiked my drinks with cocaine, I might not be able to talk clearly. But give me a few hours to calm down and have a rest and something to eat, and and I think this is what you don't realise about people in mental hospitals when they are seeming crazy. You're seeing them at not their worst mental health, but in their worst points of their life. And it's not even necessarily bad things. It could be things like moving house, So if you move house and you're bereaved at the same time, you might end up in a hospital ward. But anyway, we're going for here. We've got Adrenaline XL. This is Tuesday night. Bill's trade. I've wrecked the sticker a little bit. I got it a bit dog-eared just now. Bill's Tuesday night dressing gown and wraps combined with some. I think it's my wisdom, but maybe I'm not wise. I don't know. We got some sort of free online stickers. I'll do that later. This is a nice shiny Tottenham Hotspur card. Why is it always the same clubs that I get the logos on? Udinese, Tottenham, Juventus, someone Dawson. Do you remember Dawson's Creek? I've watched a couple of episodes of that. It's all right. Moises Caicedo. And the backs of these are mostly pretty boring. So we got Fabio Vieira. Do you remember Patrick or Patrice Vieira? Alex Scott. Anthony Gordon. He's from Everton, of course, and I actually like him, but he got a reputation for diving, and he did dive a lot. And then the logical consequence is that, the boy who cried wolf, he'd just get fouled a lot, and he wouldn't get any free kicks. So that's what happens if you dive too much. So we've got Pope or Pape Matar, who's I don't know what that flag is, Ivory Coast, or I don't know. These are Spurs players. These are all Premier League, I think. So the other ones, I've got Match Attacks as well. These are Adrenaline XL, so it's Premier League, I think. And these ones are, you can see he's got Paris. These are different countries. Called, I don't know exactly how they choose them. Is it Champions League? I'm not sure. So we've got Mateus Cunha, or I don't know how to say that, but I think in Portuguese an NH is a nya sound. I think so, but Portuguese is very, very, very basic. And so these are a foil pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't know if I'm saying that right. All of the backs on these are all a bit boring. And we've got, what does I say? Dimensional Fisher. Should go to the doctor with that. Senju of the Thousand Hands. Malice Gook 06. Is that a mistake or something? I don't know what that is. Ryzeal plugin. These are interesting, I'll give you that. I might get more of these. Tenyi Spirit Vish Uda. That sounds sort of Japanese and Indian, doesn't it? I'm not even looking at the pictures. That's some sort of toy, plastic toy. Enko Talker. And number 103, Ragnar Zero. These are, I think they have a sense of humour when they make these cards. And I don't know what that is. The plastic goes in the bin, and I keep the sticker for the free packet. I'll do that because I've got far too much time on my hands. And I'll throw the paper in the recycling. I have a cup of chamomile tea because it's just coming up to 1 a.m. on Tuesday, the 10th of December, 2024. It is the beginning of the rest of my life and of your life. What a coincidence that now would be the beginning of the rest of your life. So anyway, with the one patch method, um, I'm wearing a patch. I've worn it for a few hours now. I've had 2 or 3 today because I have a bath and then take them off because my personal belief, I don't know about this, but my personal belief is that when you have a bath, the patch loses its power, which is okay if you're in the mood for trying not to smoke. But oh dear, excuse me. But the idea of the patch for me most of the time, the best thing about the patch is you just don't think about smoking, and for that you need it to be full strength. And yeah, I wear step one patches, which is the biggest strength. I don't mind which brand. There's slight differences between them. I've got it down to a fine art, and you're supposed to only wear them for a few weeks. I've got my medication. I've had my medication. Roy Castle has a song about that. He goes, "Medication's what you need if you want to be a medicine taker." Um, anyway, that wasn't literally the song lyrics. Uh, I'll show you a card Magda did. This is genuinely drawn by Magda. She's a good artist, wouldn't you say? That is good. You know, that's not a bought card. That's something she's sat down and drawn. I think as a particular group she goes to. So I think I'm not sure if she copied it off something else, but you can see she's got the ability and the technical ability and the sort of the vision. But I don't like art. I don't really. There's very little art that, in terms of visual art. I'm not that interested in it. I'm happy with just a plain room. You know, I'll put something on the wall if I like it. I'll print it out. I'm just not that interested. You know, and it's the same with my clothes. If I'm in the mood, I'll wear some nice clothes. You know, I've got an idea of fashion, but most of the time I just wear whatever comes to hand, you know, odd socks and jeans and a t-shirt and you know, I've got since for the past few years I haven't been wearing things with holes in. I've just because I've decided to draw the line at holes in my clothes. If that's not a mixed metaphor, I don't know. Well, still recording, so that's good. I've got the Sunday Mirror magazine, so that will keep me occupied for about 10 seconds. We've got Chef Aldo. I don't think that's her. That's the chef on the front. I think that's someone else. But we've got Chef. What does it say? I can't read it. Chef Aldo Zilli dishes up his finest Christmas recipes. You know, I'd rather have some food than a magazine with pictures of food. But I am obese, so what can I say? Did that flash then, or was that something? Oh no, it's just the thing on the screen. Um, so what else? We've done the one patch. We've done the motivation. We've done the trading cards. So that's it for now. That is a 13-minute video that probably no one will ever watch. Thank you very much. Bye.